Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Lord Aeron Dayne, the Lord of the Torrentine, the Sword of the Morning, and the Rider of the Dragon, Grey Ghost. And a lot of... Grey Ghost. No, we're not the Rider of the Dragon, Grey Ghost. We are the Rider of the Dragon, Darlaros. Grey Ghost has been a wild dragon for quite some time now. That was obviously our grandfather's dragon, Tion. But yes, in that last episode, a lot of crazy stuff happened, namely revolving around a series of rebellions in Dorne against Princess Sarala, the Yoke of Dorne of House Martell. And indeed, those rebellions were namely led by House Ironwood and by House Will. And I believe that there was another one by House Uller as well. But yes, a series of rebellions that could have easily have turned against Princess Sarala if it were not for the aid of House Dayne, who brought not only their armies to bear, but two dragons, the dragon of ourselves, Darlaros, and the dragon of our sister, Veus. And so with the two dragons and the armies of House Dayne, we were able to turn the tide and keep Princess Sarala on the throne. Obviously, there was another rebellion as well. There was 4 rebellions total, and one of them was also led by Gilbert the Red Sun here. And as you can already see, there are some effects from these rebellions. Gilbert the Red Sun, who is our rival, is now at the Night's Watch, as well as I believe, Lord Connor still isn't, but I believe House Will. Yes, indeed. Sir Farian the Grim of House Will is also at the Night's Watch as well. A cousin of ours as well. You can see he's got the purple eyes, which looks kind of cool in that lighting. But yeah, in any case, I mean, that was quite a destructive war for Dorne, but House Dayne was able to turn the tides in favor of Princess Sarala here. And so we haven't really seen the full aftermath of that, but House Dayne has been rewarded. You'll remember in that last, I think it was the last episode or the one before that, we had a claim on the Duchy of Sandstone, and that was due to Lord Ganlos the Hawk, this horrible, evil, dastardly man. The High Septon gave us a claim on those lands, and so in the wake of the war, and as a reward to House Dayne for the great level of assistance that we put forth in keeping Princess Sarala on the throne, she has awarded us with that title. So we had the claim on it anyways, so I think that this makes a lot of sense. And so we have been given this title, and now we have a couple things to look at. I mean, the wars are done for now anyways, and so we can kind of slow things down and take a look at things a little bit more. Now, we have given out some rewards to some loyal vassals and things like that. We'll take a brief look at some of those now. Such as Lord Bale. So Bale he is a wildling, but he has served us very well for a very long time, and we gave him a lordship on the condition that he would accept the faith of the Seven. He would put aside his wildling gods and start following the faith of the Seven, which he did accept, and obviously his family now follows the faith of the Seven as well. Well, except the girl here. We're gonna have to get her educated by somebody, not by us, but by somebody who can raise her to be a proper Stone Dornish person here. Like maybe, let's see, gotta get preferably a lady here. No Crownlander, Stone Dornish. Oh yeah, Alara Sand. So convert faith, convert culture. There we go. So yeah, the House Shieldblood has finally been landed. And I mean, Lord Bale, I feel like he's deserved it. He served us as our caravan master for a long time, and then he started just like going ham in some of these recent battles. You know, he's killed some important characters here, as you can quite clearly see. He killed a Tully. He killed somebody from House Fell, I believe House Weatherwax over here. And Waxley. Yeah, so Weatherwax and House Waxley. So he's killed some big names. House Dancer, nothing important there, and then some Iron Islander. But he's taken out some guys. He served us well as a caravan master, and so he's been given some lands. It's well, most of his lands are just sandy, duny desert, but his own little castle is just at the edge of the foothills here in Parchwell. So, yeah, probably not the nicest place, but it's land. And you know what? Not many wildlings can say they've been landed in Torn. Where else do we see some of our important characters? Oh, yes, of course. We have given Lord Harlan the Windvale, perhaps one of the characters with the coolest nicknames. I didn't even know the Windvale was a possible nickname, and it ended up being very cool for this character, considering he's kind of got like a whole seafaring kind of vibe to him. That's his whole thing. And we did manage to give him a sea-based castle here over in Arnite Hall, so he can remain as our admiral here. And hopefully he will continue to serve us well. He's actually got some great traits. Architect, prosperous seneschal here, improvident, but yeah, he's not too bad of a character. He's got a kid here, a Melanie Chalice Maker. So that's pretty good there. Where else? I mean, House Corgyle still holds the main castle of Stanstone here, and that is Lady Rochelle, who is, I believe, a cousin of ours. Yeah, she does descend from Lady Ashara, the Sword's daughter, and so she continues to hold Sandstone here. And then we've given some more rewards to some other characters to replenish our ranks, because we lost so many characters in these last episodes, like probably close to 20, I'm sure. Like named important characters, mostly like a lot of them in our court. And so we needed a new captain of the household guard. So I recruited Sir Royce Astermine, the brother of Davos Astermine. Now, this guy was fighting in our army for some reason, even though he was like not a capable warrior. But his brother's a completely different story. His brother is actually a reasonably capable warrior here, 18 prowess. So yeah, not too bad there. I would actually, we've got this spare set of armor here, this hood mail. It's not really that good. It's only +2 prowess, but this guy is the captain of our household guard. So I'll give that to him here. We'll see if so he's equipped it, and that'll bring his prowess up to 20, making him an even better captain of the household guard. Then we needed a master at arms. So who did I recruit for that? Well, I recruited Aram the Shouting of House U. Now, House U obviously descended from Lord Alan the Bodkin, who unfortunately died of cancer. His daughter, Lady Rebella, is not really that great of a, lustful, greedy, deceitful, but also somehow just. So I don't know how to make sense of that. But anyways, Aram the Shouting here is actually pretty decent. Just, temperate, lustful, and deceitful as well. But he's a reasonable character, and so we've given him the position of master at arms here. Perhaps his mother will gift him with the U bow, the weapon of House U here. Certainly, she will when she dies, because he will be the heir to her province and whatnot. But yeah, so we've got him as our master at arms. We've got a couple kind of no-name characters in some positions here. Kyle Slate is our antiquarian. Ashera the Green Cloak is our caravan master. She's actually quite good at it. We've got a wet nurse just in case we end up getting some children soon, which we might. She's married to Garrick Shieldblood. Here's a character, Sir Gunther the Laughing Tower Lowstone. So I found this character. He is actually the brother of Lord Malin here. And so we've recruited Sir Gunther into our court, and he's actually reasonably capable. He's a decent fighter. His traits are not great. Rude, wrathful, arbitrary, but generous. He is a charismatic negotiator, but yeah, reasonably capable warrior here. He is betrothed to Kira Astermine. Is she? Oh, she's the heir to the lordship of House Astermine. So, well, that's it's just a regular betrothal here as well. So, I guess House Astermine. Well, we'll keep him around. Sir Royce is probably going to get some land at some point here, so I wouldn't really worry about that. But actually, this is kind of interesting, because House Lowstone here, which obviously descends from Lyman Lowstone, is actually making some plays, considering that Malin here is married in a non-matrilineal marriage to Lady Robina Dalt. And so House Lowstone is also going to inherit Fields of Glass through their children. So Astermine and Fields of Glass are both going to end up being ruled by members of House Lowstone. So yeah, some power plays here by the children of Lyman here. Maybe this was all part of his plan all along. You know, Lyman was just setting this all up so that his children would end up having a lot of power here in the Torrentine. So, well, good on him. That's some good intrigue in there, Lord Lyman. May he rest in peace. Any other positions that we filled? I believe there were some. Aram is our Master of Hunt as well. We've got Uther Entface as or Entfence. This was such a weird name. As our Seneschal. He's okay at it. He's average. He's actually married to Sansa Krenmauer here, who is the daughter of Magnus the Slaughterer. Our court chronicler is just our maester. And I believe that's it. So we're seeing some of these characters kind of appear. Ray Wolf. Oh, I think actually we did do something for Ray Wolf. Oh, yes. His daughter, Unella. We arranged a marriage for her with Lancelin. This guy used to just be a lowborn character. So we've arranged for a matrilineal marriage there because House Wolf is technically, they had some minor nobility or whatnot from the Iron Islands. And so we've arranged this matrilineal marriage here and then given him Dreadsand here, which is actually kind of a fitting place for like an Iron Island. I mean, it's not on the sea, but you know what? There's only so much you can do about that. So House Wolf will inherit as well. I think that's, I'm pretty sure that's about it that we got there. Lord Alfros here, obviously our acclaimed knight, quite strong. Actually, if we look at our council, oh yes, and we've got Lord Edwyle here. Edwyle, the Sculler of House Astermind, is our new Castellan. Robena Yu is our current Chancellor. Lord Arlen of House Wensington as our Steward. Wallace Dardelin. So I knighted this guy and gave him nobility for serving as our Marshal for a long time and fighting really good for us. He's got a cool nickname, the Frostblade here. I was going to name his house Frostblade and give it like a frosty sword as their coat of arms, but it just randomly gave him this. House Dardelin, kill calm, kill short. And then it's got this crazy, like, very Dornish vibed coat of arms to it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep that because it looks kind of cool. So yeah, I decided to keep that. He's actually married to Azina Urzak, who is the daughter of Aegir Urzak, one of our characters in one of our warriors who died a little bit early on here. So, you know what? That house is, or that bloodline's going to continue anyways here. And then, let's see, Bazarak, of course, continuing to serve as our spy master. He's got 2 kids. Lord Harlan here as our admiral. And then we've got Bedwick the Septon as well. So, but no spouse, not yet. So that kind of catches you up on all the side characters and all the things going on related to that. And well, there is another character here, and that is our betrothed, Rhaenys Targaryen here. Now, obviously, you will remember that our lover, Lady Enys of House Will, died in that last episode. She was incinerated by Vaes. Indeed, our sister's dragon ended the life of our most dearly beloved. And, House Will was fighting on the wrong side of the war. And I can't imagine that our sister had any idea that our lover was among the army of House Will at the time. She might not have been fighting on the front lines, might have been kind of in the back or whatnot. Who knows what reason she had to be there. But in any case, when our sister brought her dragon Vaes to bear, one of the victims was indeed our lover, and we haven't forgiven our sister for that. We keep in mind we are a stubborn and vengeful character, and so even though it may have been accidental, or our sister did not know our lover was in there, it's gonna be hard to forgive her. So we do have that rivalry there. Is it going to end up with us, having a war, or not a war, like a dragon battle against our own sister? That would be pretty crazy. I wonder who would win, Veas or our own dragon, Daralaros here. Daralaros, I think, is stronger. Draconic Dread 36, combat effectiveness 39. Yeah, our dragon's got the better combat effectiveness. She's got a little bit of size on us because her dragon's 1 year older. But yeah, who knows? I mean, could the dragons of House Dayne go up against each other, like a mini Dance of the Dragons? Well, who knows? But in any case, even though our lover has died, we do have this betrothal to Rhaenys Targaryen, who admittedly is a beautiful woman, and actually, honestly, like, look at the traits: compassionate, brave, wrathful, but patient. She's actually a really good match for our character. Brave, calm, stubborn, vengeful. Like, I could kind of see this turning into something here, even though we did lose our love not that long ago. But we do need to prepare a grand wedding. But there's a couple things I want to do first, because now some of you, I know I've just kind of gone on this long preamble. Like I said, we're slowing things down. We're kind of catching up after 2 or 3 episodes of just pure war. A very interesting thing happened when we were given the 3rd duchy title. I didn't even know. I thought this was blocked for some reason. I thought this decision would be blocked. We now have the decision to found a new kingdom. And that is that is really cool. So obviously we're not going to be a king. It's not going to break us independent, because the Principality of Dorne is an Empire tier title, but it is going to make us essentially the equivalent of a Lord Paramount. And so we are going to take this decision. Don't worry. I'm sure some of you guys just saw what's going on with the Targaryens up there. I will get to the rest of the world here, but I do want to take this decision because this is going to symbolize the rising fortunes of House Dayne. I have done what no one else could. I've united the lands of Torrentine with those of Sandstone and Blackmont. All my life I have worked for this, to call my vassals and make them swear fealty anew. Now and forever they will pay homage to me, not only as their liege, but as Lord of Torrentine. My realm will last forever. So, as you can see, we are still a lord. We're not a king, we're not a prince, nothing like that. But we are essentially a Lord Paramount, and that is pretty cool. Like, I did, like I said, I thought this decision was blocked unless we were independent, but apparently not. And so this is really interesting. I think it makes complete sense. Like, Princess Sarala owes, House Dayne a lot. House Dayne has been the dominating force and the driving force behind Dorne for a very long time now, just because of our dragons, because of having 3 Sword of the Mornings in a row, very powerful warriors with a lot of influence, a lot of marriages with Dorne. And so getting us into a position that kind of elevates us above all these other lords. And keep in mind, some of the most powerful houses like House Ironwood and House Fowler and House Will, House Jourdain and Uller, and all of these houses, Santagar and whatnot, they've all essentially recently acted against Princess Sarala. And so their positions have been lowered in the wake of their defeats. And our position has been raised in the wake of all of the support that we've been given, or that we have given to House Martell. So I know there were some of you who are saying we should kind of like overthrow Martell or something like that, which, who knows, it may still happen. But I think that getting this, kind of Lord Paramountcy is honestly a pretty awesome step up. And I really like the way that this has turned out. House Dayne is still technically loyal to Dorne and loyal to House Martell, but we are now, a step above all of these other lords. Nobody can deny that House Dayne is second only to House Martell, and that is only by a hair's breadth. So, I mean, that might come back to haunt the Martells at some point here, but for now, I am pretty happy with this. Now, in our new position, we can presumably get ourselves some rewards. So we are essentially going to demand a council position. We are going to take the Castellan position, essentially acting as the hand of the princess, so to speak, although obviously that's not what the title would be called in Dorne. And that is going to give us the most prominent position on the council, of course. And along with that, we are also going to demand to be declared the regent. And so if we let time run... Ooh, hateful House Namaros Martell is now in the hands of Sarala, a princess surely just as wicked as her predecessors. Everyone knows of Darius killing a Mariam, but what of the future? Oh, Dayne gains weak family. Nothing changes. Oh, wow, she could become our rival here. Interesting. You know, I think, well, I don't know if we're gonna become a weak family for 25 years. And I don't think that this makes a lot of sense. So we are going to continue. Interesting that we become the rival here. Maybe, so I got to think of a way to explain this, but my reasoning here is going to be that, you know, although we have been able to kind of demand a lot of power, perhaps it is the fact that Aeron here has demanded all this power that now Princess Sarala is starting to see, you know, Prince Aeron as her rival. This makes total sense, actually, now that I think about it. She's starting to see us as a rival because of our rising status, because of our rising power. And indeed, this may even be influenced by our sister, who, you know, even though we are kind of rivals, we don't hate our sister. You know, we just have a grudge against her here. But yeah, Princess Sarala certainly is probably seeing Aeron as like a direct threat to her power. So we'll continue this now, and we'll see what happens in the wake of all of this. As Lord, I have been obliged to attend a local jousting tournament, but the contestants have been delayed. The tourney won't start for at least another hour. While I lament about how poorly organized the tournament is, my cousin Princess Sarala suddenly walks up to me and pushes me straight into the horse's water drop, prompting everyone to burst into laughter. Oh my gosh, that's kind of dumb. I guess it was kind of funny. We stopped being rivals. How dare she? She becomes our nemesis. This is a dumb event. She's not even wrathful. She's cowardly. I'm gonna kind of ignore this, honestly, because I don't think that makes sense at all. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys in the comments can explain. I am going to we'll make her the nemesis, I guess. Yeah, so clearly she really sees us as a direct threat here. Our feud with House Namaros Martell has been a disaster. We are no closer to revenge, and their outrages only continue. If we are to end this vendetta properly, perhaps it is time to deliver the coup de grace. No, a murder scheme. Prince Aeron, the bright son here. Is he? I don't know. I have other plans for them. No, this was a mistake. Oh man. Murder? There's nothing to say that we're against murder, but would we murder Princess Sarala here? Oh man, I don't know. This is a tough one, actually. Have other plans for them. That's gonna give us a huge bit of stress here. No, this was a mistake. The feud will end. Despite all of this, I don't really see us doing a murder scheme against Princess Sarala. The thing is, the rivalry is probably more on her side, seeing us as a threat, whereas we don't really see her that way. We have no reason to like fear her or anything like that. You know, she's craven and like all of this kind of stuff. Like, she needs us. We do not need her. So I don't see us like murdering her or anything like that. Murdering Prince Aeron, I don't even know who this guy is. He's honestly kind of a good kid. So, like, I don't really see that. I think we're gonna say we have other plans for them. We're gonna take this critical stress break. I just don't see a murder. Like, I'm not saying Aeron's not gonna do a murder scheme, but this rivalry with House Martell is, it's not like, I don't think it's a murdery type of rivalry. Not yet, anyways. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to murder Princess Sarala under these circumstances here. So yeah, the Dayne feud continues. The feud may end at some point, but who knows? But yeah, it's like I said, it's more Princess Sarala fearing the power of Aeron more than Aeron has any kind of, need to fear or to act against Princess Sarala here. We're the regent, we're the Castellan. We hold all the power in Dorne. Princess Sarala is like practically a puppet at this point here for Lord Aeron and for House Dayne. So, I'm sure our sister Arlette Dayne, might be trying to act against us a little bit from the shadows. But for now, I think that we do hold all the cards basically. We can pay homage. I mean, we probably should. I kind of want to cheekily pay homage. And we could bestow gifts. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go. This is funny. We could just demonstrate our submission, but no, I think we're gonna go and we're gonna bring gifts. Like, she is, she doesn't have a lot of money here. She just got out of debt. I think if we go and do this, and it's another way of Aeron showing how prosperous House Dayne is and how much power they have, is he goes and he brings all of these elaborate and extravagant gifts when he goes and pays homage there. So we're gonna do that. I do also want to hit up the dragon lore places after all this, because we can pass on the dragon lore to our children. So on our way back home, we're gonna go through the Seven Kingdoms, and this is where the Field of Fire was. I missed it that last time. We walked right by it. But we're gonna go there and we're gonna get all four of these dragon ones here. Do we go? Yeah, okay, we can. Do we want to travel through the pass? I think we'll go by sea on our way back. So let's just pop over to this island here and we'll take a ship from Old Town back to Starfall. So there we go. Wow, that's a lot of danger. Probably a lot of sea danger, so we're going to want to hire some... Oh, we could just take flight. Yeah, all right, we'll just fly. Perfect. That is how you show your dominance. You fly into Sunspear to bring these, gifts that you have brought for the princess to basically show off. And then we're just gonna go and fly and hit up all these dragon lore places after that. So we're gonna slow time and we're gonna get rolling. We're gonna start that. We do have the marriage to do. It's gonna be a grand wedding, so we'll do that shortly. Don't need to worry about it in just yet. Lady Andra of House Garstane has come to pay homage, and she's bearing gifts. Very well. I accept your generous gifts, Lady Andra. Well, thank you. That's very good of House Garstane to show their loyalty here. So yeah, we're gonna head over. We'll prepare our grand wedding upon our return. But yeah, for now we're gonna go and just kind of cement our place as the true power in Dorne here. We're not an ambitious man, but I think that we are just continuing continuing what our father had started. He was an ambitious man, and you know what? Our grandfather was an ambitious man, and our great grandfather. I forget that Tion is our great grandfather here. He wasn't an ambitious man, but he was a power in Dorne as well. So yeah, that's this is just us cementing House Dayne's position here. Servants usher me into Princess Sarala's great hall in Sunspear, where she sits her throne, waiting to hear my pledge. I kneel at the feet of my lady and pledge the many oaths of homage as her scribes record the event. My attendants then follow, presenting my rich gifts to the princess before the assembled court. So that is the important part. Presenting the rich gifts before the assembled court. Sorella bids me to arise and confirms her satisfaction along with the rights to the lands I rule in her stead. And you'll actually see here that Princess Arlette is, she's at the right side. She's not the main. High Septon Edric? Huh. High Septon. Interesting. Not really sure how he's the High Septon. In any case, Arlette here is obviously very close with the princess here, so it's the price of fealty, but like I said, we're just showing off basically. So now we're going to fly on our dragon. We're going to fly over to Dragonstone, and while we do that, I'm going to just take a look here at the Iron Throne, and as you can see, King Aelor here, the madman, is racked by consumption. Indeed, his whole family is. Queen Bethany the Blackfish also racked by consumption, and their child, Prince Rhaegal, died of consumption. So, man, he could die potentially from this as well. Ooh, cool. And if he does, for whatever reason, Lord Aeron the Wildthorn will inherit, and I believe that's because the line is actually going to go, rather than go through the mother, queen, or the grandmother, Queen Rhaenyra the Smoldering Flame, it'll actually go through Damian the Quiet Tide, because of the patrilineal, the laws. I don't think that quite makes sense, but in any case, that's what it's set up as, and we'll kind of get into a little bit more of the Targaryen stuff in just a moment here. Oh. As I wander the tunnels of Dragonmont, I struggle to comprehend the size of them. Dragons have nested here for centuries, and yet here I am. As I turn a corner, I enter what must be the hatcheries, and we find a book that we can read. It details how the island's dragon keepers. We've already read this event. I wonder if, we'll be able to ever do anything with that flame dragon egg at some point. I've heard somebody mentioned that if you have a dragon pit, you can kind of rekindle the life in there, but we'll see if we are able to pull that off. So yeah, that is the Targaryens right now. I mean, we can take a look at some of the consumption over here as well in House Baratheon, which has taken a lot of hits recently. If the Lady of House Baratheon here, we've also read this event before here, so I'm not going to go over it again. If the Lady of House Baratheon dies to that consumption, that's going to be pretty rough on them too. We've got Lord Paramount Gorman, just a young 17-year-old here. Lady Alana is 26, so, a little bit, probably one of the older Lord Paramounts at this point. I will read this one because we haven't seen this one yet. The grass has long since regrown after Aegon and his sister wives scorched it during the conquest here in the Fields of Fire. Yet the plains still have an air of mortality about them. Thousands of men died here, immolated by dragon fire. House Gardener went extinct on these fields. House Lannister bent the knee not long after. This battle was the only time all three conquerors fought together. All three dragons fought as one. The battle was a true reflection of a dragon's power, utilized by three individuals, upstarts from an island, who became the most powerful people in the Seven Kingdoms, if not the world. Imagine having a fraction of that power. So our dragon lore increases. Yeah, then we've got Host Tully over here, 22 years old, a 6-year-old on the Iron, in the Iron Islands, a 7-year-old in the Vale. The North is obviously independent. King Bowen of the North has finally inherited from his father, King Bernard the Hungry Wolf. But yeah, I mean, with all of these, somebody pointed out, with all of these very young lords and lady paramounts, it might actually kind of lead to a period of peace within the Seven Kingdoms. There's probably a lot of intrigue going on, but, there's not going to be a lot of rebellion for quite some time, considering how young some of these lords are. And so, yeah, it's highly unlikely there's going to be a lot of rebellion. It's highly unlikely that they'll be able to muster up, the forces to go and attack the North or to attack Dorne or anything like that. So, probably a relative period of peace within the Seven Kingdoms here. 5 kingdoms essentially at this point. But over here in the Crimson Throne, oh wait, King Aegon? What happened? Okay, what happened here? No, title history. Okay, so it used to be King Aegon, the son of the great grandson of Daemon here, through Aelor the Sunflower and through Lord Aeron the Dark Flame. He died of consumption, and then King Maegor took over, and this is who I was expecting to be on the throne. But King Maegor was eaten by the dragon Vhagar after a failed taming attempt. What? Ambitious, sadistic. He tried to tame Vhagar and was eaten for it? That's insane. And then Aegon somehow inherits? That's crazy. Huh. That is very crazy. So I'll continue time rolling so we can get back home here. I was not expecting this. So Aegon is now the king of the Crimson Throne. It makes sense that and then his wife just died. Drank herself to death. That's crazy. So yeah, now Aegon has taken over. Very interesting that Daemon brought Aegon and his family to the Crimson Throne to help him fight against the Targaryens of the Seven Kingdoms. And then and now somehow Aegon ends up on the throne there as well. So getting some more dragon lore from the Citadel. That's cool. So Aegon does end up being a king here. That's very interesting. And so the Crimson Throne is once again ruled by dragon riding Targaryens. And the fact is, his son and heir is also a dragon rider here. So it's entirely possible that we might see a resurgence of the Crimson Throne here. Now, they still do hold the city of Myr. Some people kind of thought it was odd that they still held the city of Myr after they were defeated in that war that took away the empire of the Crimson Throne essentially. But the way I see it was that the Targaryens of Daemon's branch had enough troops to hold the city of Myr. I mean, this is a powerful city. It's an old city with strong defenses. Basically, they lost everything except for the city of Myr. And so Tyrosh broke free and Lys broke free, and the Myr men also managed to kind of break free, and they took everything outside of the city. And this makes perfect sense if you think about it, that the Targaryens would be able to hold the city, but they just didn't have enough troops. They didn't have enough power to control any of the countryside. And so they kind of lost all of the countryside. And the Myr men have rose up and they have their independence now, but they don't have their city. And to me, like I said, I think that makes a lot of sense. And then, of course, the 3 daughters broke down shortly after that. And now you've got Lys and Tyrosh here, who are probably going to pick away at the Myr men here in the disputed lands, simply because, they don't have a lot of power here. And Tyrosh and Lys are both very powerful. But can the Targaryens of the Crimson Throne regain some of their power? Who knows? They are fighting in a war here, defending against Elliot Rogo. Oh yeah, look, the Myr men are trying to take the city as well. But now that Aegon is in charge and he's got the dragons, he's got 3 tamed dragons on his side. The Myr men are going to be in trouble, so they're not going to be able to take back the city. So there you go. Regency is ended. Betrothed can marry Sir Royce Astermine and Yolande Toland. Sure, we'll get that marriage there. But now we need to... Oh, and there's another one here. Grand wedding. Yes, of course. This is... Yep, this is what we want. So we... Oh, convert betrothed into a marriage. Yes, so we will do a grand wedding. Let's see. Oh, and this is Lady Laena the Strongstorm. Wow, she looks like a badass. Let's see there. And anything else? No. Okay, so we are going to set up our grand wedding now that we have returned home. Let's plan this, confirm. Let's obviously host it in Starfall. We don't need to take flight on a dragon because we are all ready there. And we have the money to make this a pretty extravagant wedding here. 360, that's a lot of money. But you know what? We want to We want to show off the power of House Dayne here. So that's exactly what we are going to do. Who's going to show up at this grand wedding? Who are all the guests? King Aegon's going to show up. Ooh, should we get an alliance with him? We honestly might be able to. Interesting. Princess Sarala's not showing up because she hates us. What is this? Convert betrothal into a marriage. This is what we're already doing here. Gwendolyn Corgyle? Bale, why do you have okay. Not really sure about this. I don't want to spend the money on this, so. And Azina Urzak is imprisoned as well. I don't even know how any of this happened. Why are they arrested? How are they arrested? Don't know. I don't have the money to pay to free them, so somebody else is gonna have to take care of that there. So, oh, okay. Here's another marriage there. Take care of that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, so probably just being a little bit bug. Oh, we're now married. Weird. That just seems like I was bugging out for some reason here. So that's fine. Hopefully the grand wedding will still happen here. I assume that it's going to. Not sure what's going on with that, but apparently we're husband and wife already. But I think the event is still going to go off. I mean, it seems like it's continuing here, so that's all good with me. But yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with like all of everything going on here. If King Aelor dies, that's going to be wild. He is a dragon rider. He is a dragon rider. He's got the dragon Hugo here, who is growing up to be kind of actually just like kind of a nice dragon here, a little bit skittish and stuff. But yeah, will King Aelor survive? Will he have any more children, or is or is like the Velaryons going to inherit on the Iron Throne? If that happens, who knows what's going to happen in the Iron Throne there. I'll probably look to you guys for suggestions if it does. But anyways, that's not a concern of us because we are about to get married. It always feels amazing when you have been planning for something so long and spent so much money on it, and then it's finally there. Everything is ready, the decorations are in place, the guests are mingling, the servants scurry around with loaded dishes. I'm pacing around in excitement and nervousness when my future spouse, Lady Rhaenys, appears, radiant in her finest attire. And indeed, she is certainly quite radiant. And so, I mean, who knows how this is gonna play out? Are we going to fall in love with our dearly betrothed here? Let's see. I pity you, brother. Marissa tells me what married life is like. A slow, painful march towards the moment when you find out which of you will toss the other aside. Like me and Farian. Oh, her husband who ended up in the Night's Watch because he rebelled against the Princess of Dorne. Rhaenys is perfect for me. Confident groom. Don't worry, I'll have my hobbies. Please, I know all about marriage. Will it really be that bad? Honestly, I think we're just gonna say we already have our hobbies, like riding our dragon and all of that. Oh, you fear your marriage will change your lifestyle. Wedding jitters. Oh no. We're maybe a little bit nervous. I mean, we are still a young man, 24 years old only. My head throbs, a lot of chattering noise. My sister Enis takes my arm and steers. Oh man, Enis has been the best sister to us. Enis Starlight, she's been a very good sister here. And we enjoy a quiet moment. So we lose wedding jitters and we gain confident group. Oh, look at our sister is, the best wingman here. Perfect. We are no longer as overwhelmed by stress. Yeah, there we go. Magnus Krenmauer has died of old age. 71 years? How did Magnus live longer than everyone else? Apparently, eating human flesh is the key to a long life. So good on you, Magnus. Weddings are just politics. I steel myself as I wait for my future wife to join me. Just politics, I repeat to myself. How bad can it be? But nothing has prepared me for the moment I finally see Rhaenys for the first time. No portrait or description could do justice to the gentle look on her face. No poet has ever sung a beauty such as hers. Time hangs still when our eyes meet and everyone else seems to disappear. Then she smiles at me and I know everything will be all right. Wow, her beauty has cast away any bit of doubt and any lingering loss from the death of our lover, that a year or so ago. I mean, we'll probably still remember her, but obviously we'll still remember her. But apparently, we are quite taken by our new wife. She becomes our soulmate. Wow. All right. Well, there we go. I mean, our soulmate here. Wow, that's really nice. I mean, that's nice for Lord Aeron here. We fell in love at first sight. Wow. Very cool. Everyone is excited and amazed by the magnificence of the wedding venue. Everybody but Lord Edwile. Oh my gosh, what are you complaining about? Since his arrival, he's been prowling, searching for any pretext to complain. Are you wearing makeup? Those colorful veils are sinful. What's with all the unchaste mingling? Is this all a show of luxury and lust? Oh, come on. He's, get over it. Yes, and I'm going to enjoy it too. I'll pretend I didn't. Oh, we can switch our intent. I forgot to do that. Guess accompany this killjoy to the door. I'll pretend I didn't hear anything. I am ashamed of myself. He is pious. Are we pious? No, you know what? I think we're gonna enjoy it because we just fell in love at first sight with our beautiful wife. So yeah, you know what? We're riding high. Our sister just pumped us up. We're not letting anyone take us down. Oh, and our wife is gonna get with child from the wedding night itself. Well, guess we did the deed pretty well. As if organizing a wedding worthy of my family's stature weren't stressful enough, I also have to deal with Rhaenys' relatives. Her sister, Lady Lena, arrived bright and early today and has been following me around ever since, complaining about this or that nonstop as I feel a splitting headache growing behind my eyes. She continues blabbering undeterred. What kind of color are those flowers? They will clash horribly with Rhaenys' complexion. And why would you choose such a tasteless arrangement of tables? And don't get me started on these gaudy fabrics. It's going to be just fine. Relax. I don't see you paying for anything, so shut up. I'm sure we can find some common ground. Maybe we just tell her to shut up, honestly. Like, get over yourself here. We are the Lord of the Torrentine. We're kind of stubborn. So that does make sense. It fits with our traits. I hear some snickering and scoffing coming from a group of Rhaenys' relatives. Oh, it's Lady Lena again. It's truly such a shame we couldn't find anyone better for poor Rhaenys. Is that a challenge? You go close. Oh my gosh. Well, we lose a ton of stress, so we're gonna do that here. That's so funny. Yeah, you know what? See if you can find somebody better for Rhaenys than literally the Sword of the Morning, a dragon rider. There is no buddy better than Lord Dayne. He is the greatest in the world, in my opinion. Ceremony went on for a blur. Obviously, we're going to say I do. Heck yeah. There we go. As the ceremony concludes and we all move to the banquet venue, I secretly smile to myself, picturing the joys to come from my married life. Enjoy. Heck yeah. There we go. I mean, I'm happy for Lord Aeron here. I think that I think he deserves this, honestly. As one plate of food is replaced by the next, my vassal Lord Manfred goes on and on about military strategies, and that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you? He's probably talking about the War of the Burning Sands. Let's see. No, please go on. We had an interesting conversation. I'm happy to talk about war. It's kind of something that we are, a little bit skilled in ourselves, actually. The hall is awash with the riotous parade of acting troops, dancing musicians, and exotic charlatans and delightful guests en masse. Near my seat, both Lady Elia and Lady Obara share their opinions on the display. I have a lot of respect for the performers, muses Elia. It takes skill to make a falsehood into a paying profession. It's good, but it's all rather showy, Obara sniffs. I could do with a bit more room to talk. I'm focused on the actual entertainment. Indeed we are. Okay, we did reduce our stress. We have no stress. We are riding high on life. Can we do some diplomacy here? Oh, Princess Sarala is here. I wouldn't mind getting an alliance with Aegon, honestly, to kind of keep with the dragon riding, keep the dragon riding alliances here strong. Fine sculptures, exotic tapestries, strange foreign flower arrangements, and more festoon the banquet hall, a veritable feast for the eyes. Near my seat, both Lord Griffith and Lady O'Barra share their opinions on the decorations. Once again, I think that we're not gonna get involved here. I don't really see any reason. I don't think we care about flower arrangements and things like that. Like, let them argue about it. We are just happy to be marrying such a beautiful woman who is like essentially perfect for us. Oh, the detestable Arlette has been staring at me across the banquet table. Our eyes meet, and I tense for an argument as she crosses the room towards me. Wait, is she crying? This is a perfect event. This is so good. Why did you invite me to this splendid wedding after all that's passed between us? Her eyes fill with tears. I wish I could take it all back. Wow, this is such a good event. You know, we held that rivalry and that anger against our sister for the death of our lover. And now she come, and we had good relations with her before. Like, we did love our sister, and we probably still do. It was just our vengeful and our stubborn nature that that prevented us from accepting the death of our lover. But now we're getting married to a beautiful young woman. Our sister comes to us crying, begging for our forgiveness, sad that she was responsible for the death of our lover. Even a stubborn and vengeful character can forgive sometimes. There are circumstances, and this event, I think, is the perfect circumstance for forgiveness, even for a character like us. And so I think we're going to accept this here. Yeah, I mean, we are no longer rivals with our sisters. So that event was just honestly perfect. And like I said, we were definitely going to go with that. So I'm going to continue down the gallantry here, just to get the trait. Although I probably will go down the overseer or the strategist tree later in life. But yeah, for now, we're going to go with that. So just, it fits with all the stuff that's been happening at this wedding, to be completely honest with you. After observing King Aegon from afar, I quickly come to the conclusion that I cannot just approach him and start talking about the weather, or the latest medical treaties or war, and pray that it becomes an alliance. I soon spot Lady O'Barra across the room, known to be Aegon's friend, happily chugging down goblets of mead. Tell me, where do Aegon's interests lie? I ask, attentive. Ha! Under someone's waist, I can tell you that. Fantastic, let's use these insights at once. How do I know I can trust her? Let's see. We're gonna see if we can trust this woman here. She appears to be telling the truth, so we gain a bonus to befriend screams. Okay, that's fine. The feast is winding down, and it's time for consummation. Well, obviously we've, the timeline's all messed up because of that weird kind of bug. Oh wow, Princess Sorella paid 65 to Lady Rhaenys. But yeah, it's this is presumably the consummation that ends with our wife getting pregnant. I do want to take a look at all these like minor events here. Yeah, Lady Aenys was impressed, or Lady Rhaenys, I mean. Lord Arthur of High Hermitage was intimidated Lady Elianne. Oh, nice. So our House Dayne relatives, intimidating House Fowler here for even daring to show up. Nice. Lord Alfros intimidated Lady Rachel of the Sands. Oh wow, a lot of intimidation going on. Ooh, some alliances going on here. Lord Malin of the Elbow intimidating some people. Lady Giles, or Lord Giles the Scorn, made a suave move. Princess Sorella's making a suave move as well. Rhaena the Crackling Flame saw a good omen concerning the wedding. Yeah, there we go. A lot of cool little events. I'll scroll through them. You guys can kind of like pause and take a look at some of these if you find them to be interesting here. But there's quite a few here. Like I said, I just want to kind of go through slowly. I know some of you guys really like to look at the details. Some of you are probably bored to tears by this episode, but I find it quite interesting to kind of slow down sometimes and just really like take a look at the things going on and see the smaller stories that are happening in this rather than all just the big stuff that's going on with the wars and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, we're kind of taking things a little bit slower here and just taking a look at all of this. I'm not seeing any like crazy events. I mean, this one was probably the big one, putting the rivalry behind and then, you know, obviously falling in love. Wait, is Lord Teppo here? Is this pirate at our wedding? That's hilarious. I hope he is. So yeah, there we go. Rhaenys and I are led to the chambers by a raucous wedding party, the echoing shouts and laughter heralding the bedding ceremony. The party deposits us on our garland and flower-strewn bed before tucking us in, pouring cups of strong spice wine and directing us to drink them. We gaze at each other happily as the party starts to depart alone at last. Before the door shuts, Rhaenys' sister, Lena, cries, "Atta girl!" Oh gosh. Come here, I've been waiting for this all night. Yeah, I mean, I think we have. Our wife is flattered. Yeah, I mean, doing a good deed here. The fire in the grate has started to wither, and I stare at its flames in silence. The light, its warmth. Lady Rhaenys is searching for something in her wooden chest, and I take my eyes off the flames to look at her. "Aeron," she says, offering me a small package wrapped in silk. "I've saved this since I heard of our betrothal, and now I offer it to you as a token of my love. You are my greatest gift. I also have something for you. Ooh, we will become... Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, we'll exchange gifts here. Sure. We gain the marriage prayer brooch. I mean, I don't think we need that spouse opinion bonus, but that's fine. And we gave her a book in exchange. As the banquet reached its climax, Rhaenys' growing anxiety over the imminent bedding ceremony was clear. My new wife turns to me as the procession sets off to her chambers, pleading, "Please, can't we do without this? I mean, she's our soulmate. I don't think we can, like, we cannot deny her anything at this moment." So yeah, let's say, let's have the room to ourselves, I believe, yeah. If our soulmate asks for it, we are going to make it happen here. And there we go. Thank you all for coming. Look at that. Heck yeah. Finish the grand wedding. Did we have a child there? Oh no, she's still pregnant. She is. Okay, yeah, perfect. Ooh. Oh, and look at this. I've prowled through documents both ancient and of less certain provenance. I have finally enough material to make the case that you're the rightful lord of the lordship of Wideway. Indeed, I could even argue that you're the rightful lord of the high lordship of Princess Pass. Yes, all of Princess Pass will be mine. Indeed, I had this going in the background here, hoping that we would get the claim on Princess Pass so that we can get ourselves another duchy here. That's gonna, and look at those borders. Oh, that is going to be some really, really nice looking borders. And we are going to probably enact a plan to get revenge on House Fowler for the war that they, plotted against us. All of this was, a plot by House Ironwood here, by Lord Morris Ironwood, sending House Fowler to attack House Dayne so that he could attack the Martells. Well, it is time for us to enact our revenge against our enemies, at least one of them here, and we will take Princess Pass, but we will take it in the next episode. So until then, Wanderers, thank you so much for watching. This has been a fun one. The series has honestly just gotten better and better. So yeah, until the next episode, thank you all for watching.